Hey, what is up guys? Matt Coop here, aka MODC Architecture, and welcome back to another video. This is my second return, sort of my second comeback in my YouTube career, so hopefully I can keep it consistent. I know I always say that, but work and life gets in the way sometimes, but yeah, I'm back, and what I'm bringing to you today is a sort of video series which is going to be looking at weekly updates of how my life and my student life is going at the Architectural Association as a master's student. Now, I've decided to do this because I feel like a lot of people do their undergraduate and may not know about the Architectural Association and sort of discover it maybe in the middle of their undergraduate like I did, and then wanted to do some research into how I could potentially get into the Masters and what the Masters course is all about. So hopefully this video series along the year can really help you figure out whether you actually want to go here and whether you like the course. So what this video is going to have in it is sort of weeks 1 and 2. Weeks 1 and 2 is generally the start of, obviously, well, it's the start of the year, so you've got a lot of different things going on, inductions, introductions, and sort of figuring out units and what you actually want to do with your year. So I'm just going to be running through what I did in these first 2 weeks. So yeah. So what did I do on my first day? So what I did on my first day is actually I did some printing. I did some printing because I knew that down the line there would be some sort of unit selections, and for that you need to show your portfolio, and I thought at the time it was going to be in person. It wasn't. And so I printed something for nothing, but I got to look at the print centre and meet the print centre team, and they're lovely. They're going to help you out with everything you can do, but what I would say is that the selection of paper isn't sort of what I would want. They do have a good selection, but there are definitely a few places you can go, which I'll leave in the description, where you can get cheap paper and a wider variety of paper. And then the good thing is you can bring the paper into the Architectural Association and print it yourself, and they won't charge you for using the printers or anything. It's just the paper, so you wouldn't be paying any extra, so that's really good. Anyway, so that was day 1. Where no one else was really in, apart from some first years doing some inductions. So my second day was all about introducing us to the facilities and doing it sort of physically. And doing it physically for new students. For continuing students, such as myself, because I went to the AA last year, I wasn't classed as a new student, so I was a continuing student, so I just had to sit on my laptop and watch the presentation live, because they're streaming all their lectures and presentations on the AA website or via Teams, which is really good. Yeah, I got introduced to everything, the gallery, library, digital prototyping lab, the health and safety advisors, the printing centre, the bar, the student forum, all of that got presented to us in this sort of 2-hour presentation. And so the digital prototyping team talked about football, and I didn't realise that the AA did any sort of sporting activities, but now that I know they do football, yeah, I'm definitely doing that. So keep watching this to get updates on how I'm doing with my football, but yeah, I'm going to be hopefully doing some games for them. And what's cool is that we play architectural firms rather than other universities, so it's a really good networking opportunity as well. So yeah, if you come here for undergraduate masters, join the football team if you really like football, obviously, or start your own thing. I might start a cricket team because I love my cricket. If you've watched my videos, I've definitely mentioned cricket before, and yeah, just why not? So on to day 3 of my first week. Day 3 of my first week was me going in and talking to these guys about football, and then being shown around the metal and wood workshops, sort of in person, I suppose, and also I got shown the archives, which is beautiful. The archives at the Architectural Association is lovely. Yeah, it's an awesome resource, and so are the wood and metal work areas as well. Really cool, and yeah, I was super happy to see what I was getting into, because the first year was all online for me, so I understood the quality of teaching, but I didn't understand the sort of quality of the facilities. I'm definitely going to try and use them because the facilities are there. Why not try and do something funky, something cool with those facilities? Yeah, and then sort of Thursday and Friday were really just starting with unit selection, to be honest. getting introduced to the units, getting introduced to each specific unit with having sort of an introductory video from each unit tutor, and also starting to think about selecting my history and theory course, my environmental and technical studies course, and also an elective, a design elective, or a diploma elective, sorry. So let me just run over what those 4 things are. Design units, obviously, is your design. It's your main body of work over an architectural year. Then you've got history and theory studies, where you do 2 modules for 1 term. Then you have environmental and technical studies. Again, you need to do 2 units. A diploma elective, which is either term 1 or term 2, you can choose, and I'm going to do mine in term 2. So yeah, that was kind of my first week, just sort of getting to grips with everything, learning the facilities, learning the building as well. The building is incredible. It's sort of this nice Georgian house, I suppose, or 9 houses joined into one. You sometimes have to go out one door and then into another door to get to a certain place. So it's really unique and really interesting, and it definitely sort of is a bit more inspiring to do work at, and to produce better work. You kind of feel like you want to work, or at least I do. I feel like I want to work there. So yeah, it's really good. So week two was interviews and unit selection and history and theory study selection and diploma elective selection. It was quite stressful. It's going to be very brief this week too, because really what you do is you are presented these units. They give you an introductory video, an extended brief, and then the opportunity to have an interview or the opportunity to discuss the sort of inner workings of the course very briefly, and then the unit interviews themselves, and then the unit selection. So I was very interested, and you can look this up on the AA website. I'll leave a link to the AA website, the diploma units down below. You get 4 choices. I was interested in Diploma 3, Diploma 6, Diploma 13, and Diploma 17. Diploma 6, my first choice, just seems really cool. It was about visibility. It linked to the matrix. It linked to solving a lot of issues through an experience, and the architecture that I really like to produce, or that I'm finding that I'm liking to produce, is experiential architecture that is solely based for the user to go in with no knowledge of a subject and come out with feeling like they've really had a learning experience about that subject. And so I selected Diploma 6 as my first choice, and so yeah, that meant that I got a guaranteed interview with Diploma 6, because the way the AA do it is you have 4 choices, you get 3 interviews. Your first choice is guaranteed. You are guaranteed to get an interview, and then out of the 3, you're guaranteed 2 interviews. So Diploma 13 and Diploma 17 I felt were more for 5th year, because they were sort of more to do with real life matters, or real life material matters, such as just sort of sourcing materials and then learning about the material, the journey the material takes, and how it ends up in our buildings, and sort of either improving on those materials through experimentation, or addressing those materials and creating a sort of territory space around that in Diploma 13 and 17 respectively. So I went for Diploma 6 as my first choice again, and got my interviews. Now my interviews were with my first 3 choices, which I was quite lucky to get, which was Diploma 6, Diploma 17 and Diploma 3 in that order of choice. And I had an interview with Diploma 6 at 9:50 a.m. on the Monday, which was the first day of interviews. And I had a great interview with Maria. She had actually been one of my jurors on my final jury in my experimental 18 year. So she knew my work, she liked my work, she thought I would fit the unit really well. We had a really good discussion about what I wanted to do in terms of the unit. And yeah, right then and there she said to me, "You're gonna get the unit." And I was really happy. I said, "Well, look, you were my first choice, so I guess this is done. My unit selection process is done." So I went on the website and confirmed her saying yes, and yeah, that was it. It was really easy for me, I can't lie. It's happened 2 years in a row now, that kind of thing for me. So I'm doing something right, I suppose. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I was really happy with that, and am still really happy with that. So now on to history and theory studies. You had to do essentially the same thing, except it was more sort of like a bidding war, or sort of like a bidding to get into your history and theory studies. I wanted to get into a history and theory studies course with Georgios and Ed, and really what I'm looking at is flexibility. One of the courses is called Long Live Flexibility, where we're looking at flexibility within architecture. And the other one is Tracing the Archive, where you sort of learn original archives and how archival documenting is developing through the years, and how sort of digital media is sort of taking over that role. So yeah, really cool. And what you had to do was you had to go on a website, and you had to be at the website on the Thursday of this week. And you had to be there at 5 p.m. And then once you were there at 5 p.m, you had to reserve your slots and state in a notes bit whether you were doing a design elective for that term, which obviously I'm not. So, and then you just saw these sort of spots being filled up. Again, I managed to do it quickly and get my slots. So yeah, I'm sort of ploughing forward this year, doing every course or module that I wanted to do. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So on the Friday, I then had a chat with my tutor, Maria. We all had a sort of mini chat, and we actually got set some work on the Friday, which I didn't think was going to happen. I thought I was going to get some work set on the third week, the 5th of October, Tuesday, because that's when we meet. But no, yeah, right from the off, even when we're not meant to have been meeting, like in person. We didn't meet in person, we met on Teams, but yeah, got set some work to do. Just a bit of a case study analysis with a group of two fifth year students I'm with on Design Earth. We're doing some case study analysis on Design Earth Studio, which is a really cool studio, full of a lot of really cool projects, really, really beautiful drawings as well. I really like them. And then also I got set some work for my Long Live Flexibility HTS course, which was to read 2 passages. One 10-page passage on the development of flexibility within architecture, and the other on Fordism to flexible accumulation within the economic, sort of throughout economic crises, various economic crises, and housing market crashes and stock market crashes. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. That would be awesome, so I can continue to improve these videos. I'm back. Thank you for sticking with me. I can't wait, hopefully, to get to 100 subs. 72 is crazy for me, so I'm super happy, and I'm hoping that I can get to 100 subs before the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!